Grand Rising, kings and queens. It's your girl Mel B coming through with the vibes, the motivation, and a little dose of reality. Because we all need that gentle drag sometimes. You made it to Thursday, and it's time to turn up, turn your grit into greatness. So sip that tea, stretch them limbs, and let's get to it. Our affirmation of the day is I am built for strength, from strength, softened by love, empowered by purpose. Once again, I am built from strength, softened by love, and powered by purpose. Our word of the day is resilience. The captivity, the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. Toughness with the bounce back spirit. Our slang phrase of the day is on my mama, a phrase used to strongly emphasize truth and seriousness. All right, so on to our top headlines. U.S. headlines. The Donald Trump-led administration announced that the United States Department of Defense will resume nuclear weapons testing after more than 3 decades. A former deputy involved in the fatal shooting of Sonia Macy was found guilty on second-degree murder. And the U.S. Supreme Court has requested additional briefing in a case regarding deployment of the National Guard for domestic civil disturbance situations. All right, our top headlines for our cities. First up is New York. Governor declares state of emergency amid flash flood risk. Infrastructure crews work overnight to protect transit lines. In Los Angeles, Santa Ana winds spark fire watch. Emergency services are on alert as dry conditions persist. In Chicago, City Council debates new housing bill aimed at curbing winter homelessness. Atlanta, mayor unveils $12 million plan to revitalize downtown corridor. Community leaders push for equality that guarantees. Houston, energy sector rebounds with $3 billion investment in clean tech. Local startups to benefit from federal grants. Washington, D.C., Congress faces mounting pressure over stalled education reform. Protests planned on Capitol steps. Miami, art-based organizers announce expanded programming for 2025. Local artists call for more inclusion. Tampa, city launches investigation into drainage failures after recent flooding. Infrastructure audit underway. Tarpon Springs. Good morning, Dad. Historic sponge docks suffer damage. Preservationists call for emergency funding. Jackson, Mississippi. Wind advisory halts city services. Mayor urges residents to stay indoors as cleanup begins. Milwaukee. Morning, Reed. City Council approves $18 million affordable housing initiative. Activists say more is needed, though. In Toronto, hospitals brace for the flu season surge. Ontario health officials activate emergency protocols. In Vancouver, rain disrupts ferry travel. Coastal communities face delays in infrastructure strains under storm systems. In Jamaica, bless up everyone in Jamaica. Kingston, government declares national disaster after Hurricane Melissa leaves 500,000 without power, over 15,000 in shelters amid widespread infrastructure collapse. Montego Bay, Sanger International Airport destroyed. Resort roofs torn off and hospitals flooded as Category 5 storm shatters tourism hub. Ocho Rios, Newlyweds stranded in emergency lockdown. Local hotels shelter guests as flights cancel and relief efforts mobilize. Negril, food kitchens overwhelmed as hundreds seek warm meals ahead of the storm. Catholic-led initiative sees record in demand. Bahamas. Bahamas brace for the Hurricane Melissa's impact. Government urges rush evacuations and activates emergency shelters across southeastern islands. One Spa World reports record Q3 earnings. Cruise wellness giant expands global footprint from Nassau headquarters. The Cayman Islands. Cayman mobilizes relief for Jamaica. Premier pledges support as local organizations coordinate aid shipments. Cayman also hosts Uncorrelated Summit 2025. Finance leaders explore tokenized reassurance and blockchain investments. Nigeria. Senate to screen new service chiefs amid rising security threats. APC hints at major political defecations before year's end. Customs warn public of WhatsApp auction scam. Fake officers impersonating officials in Lagos region. Ghana. Several flu outbreak surges across Accra. Ghana Health Services issues public health warnings and intensifies surveillance. The Roman Bridge building collapses and 14 construction workers rescued from the rubble in central Accra. All right, on to our weather. New York City, rainy and windy, flash flood alerts in effect with a high of 61 and a low of 49. Los Angeles, sunny and breezy, clear skies with a high of 78. Chicago, chilly and cloudy with a high of 52 and a low of 41. Atlanta, mild with showers. Expect shattered rain with a high of 68. Houston, warm and humid. High of 84 with a 30% chance of evening showers. Washington, D.C., stormy and wet. Rain continues with a high of 59. Miami, tropical showers with a high of 85, humidity near 90%. Tampa, there's a storm watch, thunderstorms likely with a high of 83. Tarpon Springs, cloudy with rain bands, high of 82, 60% chance of rain. Jackson, Mississippi, wind advisory, gusts up to 40 miles an hour, high of 72 with a low of 44. Milwaukee, cold and overcast with a high of 47 and a low of 36. Ooh, it's getting cold out there. Toronto, crisp and cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 39. Vancouver, rainy and cool with a high of 54 and a low of 45. Kingston, post-hurricane calm, partly sunny with a high of 88. Montego Bay, recovering from Melissa, high of 87 with scattered clouds. Ocho Rios, clearing skies with a high of 86 with a light breeze. And Negril, sunny intervals, high of 87 with a 20% chance of rain. Bahamas, rain bands from Melissa, high of 83, 78% chance of evening showers. And Cayman Islands, sunny and hot with a high of 90. UV index is very high today. Nigeria, humid with showers, high of 86, humidity near 89%. Ghana, patchy rain and heat, a high of 82 with the UV levels are elevated. All right, on to our sports. All right, in the NFL, Ending the week 8 final scores. The Chiefs over the Commanders 28-7. The Packers over the Steelers 35-25. The Broncos over the Cowboys 44-24. The Colts over the Titans 38-14. The Buccaneers over the Saints 23-3. And the Jets over the Bengals 39-38. Starting off week 9, which will be tonight, Thursday night football matchup is between Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. And the kickoff tonight is at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and they will be at the Hard Rock Stadium. In NBA scores, we have the Grizzlies over the Suns, 114-113. The Lakers over the Timberwolves, 116-115. The Trailblazers over the Jazz, 136-134. The Nuggets over the Pelicans, 122-88. And the Mavericks over the Pacers, 107-105. And the Bulls over the Kings, 126-113. So there's no NBA game tonight, but however, on Friday, we will have the Pacers versus the Hawks at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time at the Gainbridge Field House in Indianapolis. There will also be the 76ers versus the Celtics at 6 p.m. at Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia. The Cavaliers versus the Raptors will be at 6:30 p.m. at the Rocket Arena in Cleveland. The Bulls will be versing the Knicks. Their game starts at 7 p.m. and they'll be at United Center in Chicago. The Grizzlies versus the Lakers will be at 8:30 p.m. and they'll be at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. And the Trailblazers versus the Nuggets game will start at 9 p.m. and they'll be at Motor Center in Portland. Now in Major League Baseball, we have the World Series Game 5 final score, which was the Blue Jays over the Dodgers 6-1. And the series now leads the Blue Jays 3-2. And today will be World Series Game 6 with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers at 7 p.m. and they'll be at Rogers Center in Toronto. So the Blue Jays lead 3-2. So this could be a clincher for Toronto or a forced game 7. All right, now on to our daily feature, which we know today is Throwback Thursday. And our theme today is we grew up on grit, and greatness. Today we celebrate the music, meals, and mindsets that molded us. From Saturday mornings filled with pine saw and slow jams to Big Mama's porch lessons and that first hustle we learned selling candy at school. We were raised by the rhythm and styled by the streets. So going a little deeper, that humble bowl of grits, ground corn and simmered in the South, becomes a metaphor for a larger journey. Your grandparents scooped it early in the morning, before dawn, and maybe after church or before the cotton fields, their hands worn but spirits unbroken. That bowl wasn't just food, it was stamina, culture, and community. Grits speak grit, resilience, sweat, and perseverance. Greatness, that's the outcome of grit combined with purpose. So today, challenge yourself. What are the grits in your life? The small daily acts of endurance? And how are they building your greatness? Grits in the morning used to be good for some people, I guess. I personally don't like grits. I never have. No matter if you put butter on them, people put sugar in them, they still don't taste good to me. But I do know that they are grandma's go-to staple in the morning. And I hear they're pretty hot. I've had a couple of men tell me that. All right, on to our book club. The 48 Laws of Power. We are still reading, and we are on Law 28, which is interaction with boldness. Hesitation breeds doubt. Indecision invites defeat. But boldness forces the world to react. Robert Greene says, and I quote, "If you are unsure of a course of action, do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitations will infect your execution. Timidity is dangerous. Be better to enter with boldness." End quote. So whether you're pitching a service, starting a new hustle, or walking into that boardroom, you better do it like you own it. So confidence closes deals before you even open your mouth. And if you fall big, because bold moves birth boss results. So be deliberate, be fearless, and if you're going to pull up loud and in charge. All right, our cause of the day is autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. What is it? Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects how a person communicates, learns, and interacts with the world. It's called a spectrum because it shows up differently in each person, from mild to more pronounced differences in social, sensory, or behavioral patterns. People with autism aren't broken. Their brains just work differently. And that difference often comes with unique strengths, extraordinary focus, creativity, honesty, and attention to detail. So signs and characteristics. While everyone's experiences is unique, common traits may include challenges with social communication, like interpreting tone or your body language, repetitive movements or routines, like rocking, lining up objects, or hand flapping, etc. Intense interest in specific topics or activities, sensitivity to sound, texture, or light, and preference for structure, predictability, and calm environments. Remember, early detection often appears by the age between 2 and 3 years old, but diagnosis can happen much later, especially for women and people of color who are often underdiagnosed and misdiagnosed. So, what causes it? There's no single cause. Current research points to a mix of genetic and environmental factors, but not vaccines. Let's shut that myth down right quick. Science shows differences in brain development and neurological connectivity as key factors. So support and management, there's no cure because autism isn't an illness. Instead, the goal is to support inclusion and understanding. This can include speech and occupational therapy to support communication and daily life skills, behavioral therapy to build self-regulation and confidence, sensory integration therapy for sensory challenges, and family and community education to break stigma and foster acceptance. And listen, the best thing that we all can do is normalize neural diversity. Learn how people on the spectrum experience life and meet them with respect, not accusations and assumptions. So, how can you help? Speak with empathy, not pity. Create inclusive spaces at work, at church, and in classrooms. Support organizations that amplify autistic voices, not just speak for them. Stop using autistic as an insult. Words shape culture. So resources and support for autism is the Autism Society of America, can be located online at www.autism-society.org. There's also Autism Speaks online that can be reached at www.autismspeaks.org. Organization for Autism Research, also www.researchautism.org, and Black Autism Support Network at www.blackautismsupportnetwork, all one word, .org. So autism doesn't define a person. It's one piece of a beautifully complex whole. Let's move from awareness to acceptance and from sympathy to celebration. Every mind has magic. Every voice has value. All right, moving on to today in history. On this day in history, we had a lot of things happen. So, on this day in 1974, Muhammad Ali knocked out George Foreman in the 8th round of a legendary Rumble in the Jungle. On October 30th, 1912, the U.S. Vice President James Sherman died 6 days before election while running on the ticket with President Taft. In 1938, Orson Welles' radio drama of the War of the Worlds aired on CBS Radio Network, triggering panic among some listeners who thought it was real. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery in 1865, but sharecropping and segregation followed. Real freedom, it took another century to struggle. In 1963, the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom drew over 250,000 people demanding civil and economic rights, with the I Have a Dream speech at its heart. In 2008, Barack Obama was elected the first African-American president of the United States, a milestone built on many unsung stories of resistance, leadership, and community organizing. All right, our African-American history for today. Black Wall Street thrived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In the early 1900s, the Greenwood district of Tulsa was known as Black Wall Street for its thriving African-American businesses, including doctors, lawyers, and entrepreneurs. Despite segregation laws, the community built a self-sustaining economy. Tragically, it was destroyed in the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, one of the worst acts of racial violence in U.S. history. All right. Hiram Rhodes became the first Black U.S. Senator in 1870. Born in North Carolina, Revels was a minister and educator who helped organize Black regiments during the Civil War. In 1870, he was elected by the Mississippi legislature to fill a vacant U.S. Senate seat, becoming the first African American to serve in Congress. And Althea Gibson broke barriers in tennis. In 1957, Althea Gibson became the first African American to win Wimbledon, breaking racial barriers in professional sports. She was also the first Black athlete to compete in the U.S. Nationals, now the U.S. Open, paving the way for future champions like Serena Williams. All right, our African American inventors, we have Miriam Benjamin, the first woman to receive a U.S. government patent. She was born in 1861 in Charleston, South Carolina. Miriam Benjamin was an educator and inventor who created the gong and signal chair, a device designed for public spaces like hotels and Congress. With the push of a button, the seat would buzz and light up, signaling service was needed. Sound familiar? It's basically the ancestor of your airplane call button and hotel desk alerts. Why this matters? She was the second Black woman ever to receive a U.S. patent in 1888. Her work laid the foundation for many convenience-based systems we use today. Next, we have Henry Blair, the farmer who innovated without formal education. Henry Blair was born in 1807 in Maryland and was the second African American to receive a U.S. patent, all while being illiterate. He couldn't read or write, but his intelligence in agriculture was unmatched. He invented the seed planter in 1834, which allowed farmers to plant corn efficiently, reducing labor and increasing productivity. Later, he patented the cotton planter in 1836. Why he matters? Blair revolutionized farming for Black communities and beyond. His brilliance proved that innovation doesn't require a degree, just vision, grit, and need. And last, we have Sarah Boone, the Queen of the Iron. Born in 1832, Sarah Boone was a formerly enslaved woman who became a dressmaker in Connecticut. In 1892, she patented an improved ironing board, specifically designed to press the curves and the seams of women's garments more effectively. Her version is now patent, was narrow and padded, making it easier for press sleeves and fitted bodices. Why she matters? Her invention directly influenced the modern day ironing board we still use today. Sis made sure we could step out wrinkle free and in style. So these inventors did not just create tools, they reimagined how we live, work, and move. From tech to textiles to the fields, Black brilliance has always been built in. So the next time you're planting a seed, buzzing for service, or ironing a fit, just know a Black inventor likely got you started. All right, on to our back to the roots segment. Today we are featuring Oshun. How to say it? Oshun. I got that right today, y'all. So who is Oshun? Oshun is the most beloved Orisha or deity in Yoruba spirituality, which originates from the Yoruba people of West Africa, mainly modern day Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. She is the divine energy of fresh water, love, sensuality, fertility, and prosperity. As the goddess of the river, Oshun represents the flow of life, creativity, and deep emotional wisdom. Her presence is soft yet powerful, and healing yet commanding. Her attributes and symbolism: her element, water, fresh rivers or streams. Colors, gold and yellow. Symbols, rivers, mirrors, honey, and peacocks. Offerings, honey, oranges, cinnamon, sunflower, and sweet treats. Sacred tools, the mirror for self-reflection, a fan for grace, and riverside altars. Her day of the week is Friday, associated with Venus, love, and beauty. Oshun embodies divine femininity, but don't get it twisted. She's not to be underestimated. While she brings sweetness, love, and healing, she also demands respect, balance, and devotion. Disrespect her or the feminine principle she represents, and you'll see her wrath flow like floodwaters. She's known for helping women with fertility and childbirth, attracting abundance and wealth, healing emotional wounds and heartbreak, and inspiring artists, musicians, and creatives. Oshun traveled with the African diaspora through the transatlantic slave trade. She appears in various spiritual systems across Americas under different names. Oshun in Cuba, Aksum in Brazil, and Urzuli Frida in the Haitian voodoo. Though not the same being, she shares many overlapping traits of Oshun, especially in themes of beauty and love. Black and brown women across the globe invoke Oshun's energy to reclaim their power, reconnect with ancestral femininity, and heal generational trauma. So to honor Oshun in your daily life, create an altar with gold yellow cloth, a bowl of honey, and a small mirror. Play sweet, joyful music and dance in gratitude. Practice self-love rituals, meaning journaling, bubble baths, dressing in yellow, or wearing gold with intention. All right. So today, look in the mirror and say, I am sacred. Drink some water, speak more sweetly, and flow like Oshun. Grateful, golden, and unstoppable. All right, on to our tech tip of the day. Our tech tip of the day is, what is two-factor authentication? That word, me and that word do not get along, or 2FA. Two-factor authentication is a security process that requires two forms of verification before you access an account. Usually it's something you know, like your password, and something you have, a code sent to your phone or your email. Why do you need this? It's because even if someone steals your password, they still can't get in without a second step. It's like having a front door key and a fingerprint scanner. So use it on your bank accounts, your social media, especially with trolls being out there, your email, and a pro tip, use an authenticator app like Google Authenticator or Authi instead of just SMS. It's more secure. So one lock is cute, two locks is wise. So keep your digital hustle on lockdown. Our finance tip of the day is, what is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA, or individual retirement account, is a tax-advantaged savings account that helps you stack money for retirement, tax-free. You pay taxes on the money before you put it in, but when you pull it out at retirement, no taxes owed. That's major. So why is it fire? Tax-free withdrawals when you retire, grows your investments without penalties. You can contribute up to $7,000 a year, more if you're over 50, and you can pull it out, your contributions, at any time without penalty, just not interest. So who is it for? Perfect for entrepreneurs, gig workers, or folks who don't have a 401k. If you're self-employed or making money outside of a 9 to 5, this is your bag. So bottom line, future you deserves peace. Start small, stay consistent, and let those coins compound in silence. All right, on to our music and entertainment news. Missy Elliott's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Impact. Inducted in 2023 as the first female rapper, her creative legacy continues to shape hip-hop and performance art. Also, Tyler Perry confirms new 2026 historical drama. Tyler Perry shared he's producing a new Southern historical drama rooted in real love and struggle. Filming begins in early 2026. He hasn't released the title of it yet, though. And Snoop Dogg's cookbook still reigns. From crock to cook. From I said crock. It's actually crook. I don't like saying that, but from crook to cook remains the top bestseller. Fans are still cooking his OG bologna and macaroni and cheese. All right, in celebrity gossip, we have Keke Palmer claps back on at the line online trolls. She said, "I look like money and you broke," she said in a viral TikTok. Classic Keke. All right, celebrity birthdays today. We have Henry Winkler, the guy that played the Fonz on Happy Days. I don't know if many of y'all remember that or not, but he's 80 today. And our song of the day is "Good Luck Baby" by Chappelle Roan, a viral 2025 hit, an anthem for letting go of what no longer serves you. All right, and our quote of the day is "Your silence will not protect you" by Audre Lorde. All right, our lifestyle segment today. Our soul food recipe today would be smothered turkey wings with rice and gravy with sweet corn melody. I think we all know how to make that stuff. Our drink of the day is Spice Hiccupus Punch, aka Sorrel Glow Up. So it says start with dried hiccupus flowers or Jamaican sorrel. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Steep in hot water. Add fresh ginger slices, an orange peel, and 2 cinnamon sticks. Let it cool, then sweeten with agave or brown sugar. Finish with a splash of pineapple juice and serve chilled over ice with an orange slice. And you can also add a shot of dark rum and call it a grown folks glow up. All right, men's health tip of the day. Stretching is strength. Fellas, don't just lift and dip. Stretching improves blood flow, reduces injury risk, and helps maintain mobility and testosterone levels as you age. So start your morning with 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic stretches, arm circles, leg swings, and hip openers. Strong isn't just muscle, it's movement. Stay limber, kings, and go to the doctor. Women's health tip of the day is check your iron levels, sis. Many women, especially Black women, struggle with iron deficiency, which can cause fatigue, shortness of breath, dizziness, and brittle nails. So get tested regularly, especially if you have heavy cycles or you're a vegetarian. Add iron-rich foods like spinach, lentils, red meat, and beans into your meals, and pair with vitamin C for better absorption. You're not tired because you're lazy. You might just have low iron. Fix that crown and refill your cup. Relationship advice for the day. For couples, compliment each other daily and out loud. It's not enough to think they're amazing. Say it. Uplift your partner with affirmations that remind them that they're seen, valued, and sexy. Keep the romance alive through your words, not just your actions. For friendships, protect your peace, not your pride. Friendships have rough patches. Don't ghost over misunderstandings. And if the bond matters, open a conversation instead of closing the door. Say how you feel without burning that bridge. And for family, break generational silence with compassion. Some of our elders didn't have tools to say, I'm sorry or I'm proud of you. Be the first to shift the narrative. Start small. I love you. I forgive you. Let's talk. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing. Our fun fact of today, bananas are technically berries, but strawberries aren't. Yep, it's true. Your smoothie's been lying to you. Botanically speaking, a berry is a fruit that comes from a single ovary and has seeds inside. Bananas fit that definition, so they're berries. But strawberries, nope, their seeds are on the outside and they come from a flower with multiple ovaries. So they're classified as an aggregated fruit. So why is it juicy? Just like people, fruit ain't always what it looks like on the surface. Let's sink that in. Our fun holiday of the day is National Candy Corn Day, a day before Halloween, huh? Whether you love it or hate it, this polarizing Halloween snack is still popping. So grab a handful or throw it at somebody because they do hurt. I ain't gonna judge you. Horoscopes for today. We have our fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Starting with Aries, you're fired up with ideas, but don't bulldoze your blessings today. Blessings today. Patience is your prophet. Listen twice, speak only once. The results will be golden. Leo, gang, you're glowing ever so brightly today, but make sure it's not just for show. Let your authenticity be louder than your outfit. Someone's watching your moves and they're impressed. Sagittarius, you're craving freedom and new experiences. Book that trip, start that project, try the weird thing on the menu. Life's waiting on you to stop thinking and take that leap. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer, you're feeling all the feels today. Honor your emotions, but do not drown them. Channel those vibes into a creative outlet like music, writing, or tear-stained Netflix binge. It's all valid. Scorpio, woo, intensity is your love language, but dial it down a notch. Someone close needs grace, not pressure. So play it cool. Your power lies in the mystery today. Pisces, dreams feel extra vivid, but your intuition is screaming. Trust it. If something feels off, it is. But don't ghost. Gently set boundaries with love. Our air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini, your words are weapons today. And baby, you're fully loaded. Just don't shoot the wrong target. Use that charm to uplift instead of distract. Libra, balance your superpower. But today you might need to for it to tilt in your favor. Stop pleasing everyone else. Your needs matter just as much, maybe more. Aquarius, that rebel energy is peeking through. And honestly, we love that for you. Shake the table respectfully. Your originality is the blueprint someone else needs. And our earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus, luxury is calling and you're ready to answer. But don't spend the rent trying to feel better. Find comfort in nature, good food, and people who see you, not just what you bring. Virgo, you're overthinking. Again, release perfection. Progress is still a win. Make a list, check it twice, then take a nap. Yep, in that order. Capricorn, power moves are being whispered behind closed doors. Stay ready. Keep working in silence. And when it's time, shock them all with how far ahead you are. All right, for our fact and or fiction topic today, it's going to be COVID vaccines contain microchips. But first, a fiction. Grits are not African in origin. They were developed by indigenous tribes like the Muskogee using ground maize. African American cooks added the seasoning and the soul, but the core of the grits is actually Native American. All right, so COVID vaccines contain microchips. Fact or fiction? The claim, COVID-19 vaccines have microchips that track and control people. You've seen it on Facebook, in your cousin's group chat, and maybe even a wild TikTok scrolling in the morning. But let's stop it there because this one's a full-blown fiction with a wide side of paranoia. The truth, there are no microchips, no GPS, no Bill Gates sitting in a control room tracking you. COVID-19 vaccines, the Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, etc., all those contain mRNA or viral vector ingredients that teach your body to recognize and fight the virus. Lipids or fats that protect that genetic message, and salt, sugars, and stabilizers. Basically, the same chemistry used in many existing vaccines. So that's it. No tracking hardware, no nanobots, no secret surveillance stance. No one standing behind somewhere controlling you with that microchip. So where did this myth come from? During the early when the early vaccination rolled out, a video misinterpreted a routine government patent about medical record tracking, not about the vaccine itself. So add social media, fear mongering, and boom, instant digital paranoia. So tech companies do build microchips for medical implants like pacemakers and glucose monitors, but those are medical devices, not injections, I'm sorry. Why does it matter? False info doesn't just confuse people, it costs lives. So when folks fear vaccines, preventable diseases rise. Critical thinking is our best defense, just like masks and hand sanitizer were in 2020. So let's keep it real. The government already tracks you better through your phone, GPS, social media, and Alexa than any other vaccine ever could. So if you got a smartphone, a debit card, or Netflix account, you're already being chipped. But the vaccine in your arm, it's not spying, it's saving your life. Period. So if you don't believe me, there's checking resources. There's the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. They have an article called Myths and Facts About the COVID-19 Vaccines. There's also the Allergy and Asthma Network. Their fact saying is that there are no microchips in the COVID-19 vaccines currently on the market or being investigated. And the Mayo Clinic. They have an article on vaccine myths, which debunk the microchip tracking claim. So go look those up if you don't believe me. All right, so on tomorrow's show, it will be Feature Friday, and we're going all in. So tomorrow's spotlight is going to be the blueprint, Black women who built it first. So my segment will focus on a woman that's a trailblazing Black woman who was first in their field, whether it was in politics, science, or entertainment. So go beyond the usual bios and dig into blueprint that she left, her mindset, her methods, and her legacy. And my spotlight will be on Miss Barbara Jordan. She was the first Southern Black woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. So that's what tomorrow's Feature Friday will be. Right now, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Bellow Burn Hot Sauce, light up your plate, good taste. RAS Herbals, heal the root, not the symptom. And Colorane Candles, which are a mood, a vibe, and helps induce your peace. So in closing, what a ride we had today, huh? As we wrap up today's show, I want you to remember this. You've been planted, not buried. You're evolving, even when it feels messy. And your wings, they're loading. So keep showing up, even if your voice shakes. Keep healing, even if your past whispers. So say it with me. I am powerful, on purpose, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Every day I'm going to show up. Keep going forward, stay focused, and you're going to get there. So I said what I said. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Halloween. I will be dressed in a costume. Don't know which one yet, so you have to watch. Be surprised. But go out, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace.